It's Combine Week, baby. We have a special NFL Insider joining us on the show today. We'll have unique Combine content all week long. You guys are going to enjoy it. Hang on tight. Boy Green Daily starts after this.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Dewey Mama.
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this shit.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. We have a lot of fun stuff to get to and exciting stuff. But I would be remiss if I didn't start with this very sad story that happened yesterday. Rondale Moore passed away at just the age of 25. Former Purdue star, former NFL wide receiver. Police in his hometown of New Albany, Indiana, told the Associated Press that Moore was found in a garage with a suspected self-inflicted gunshot wound. The death remained under investigation. Folks, this is incredibly sad, and I just want you guys all to know out there, if you're ever going through something, help is available. This is the suicide hotline, the suicide prevention hotline, suicide and crisis lifeline. You see it there on the screen, 988. They have it's open 24/7. The varying languages are available here in terms of the suicide prevention hotline. That is absolutely tragic. It's absolutely sad. It's just devastating that a 25-year-old who was in the NFL yesterday is no longer with us. A human being was with us yesterday that's no longer here. And there's been an outpouring of messages and things of that nature out on social media. And man, you just never know what someone's going through. So please, please, please check on your people in your universe. And hopefully if this message gets out to everyone, everyone's checking on their people. So everyone will be checked on here on planet Earth. So, guys, just think about that, please. Check on your people all the time. And just when okay is not okay. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I'm okay. Are you okay? Check with people. Check with people. Check with people. Again, an absolutely devastating story. And, again, our love and thoughts are sent out to the Moore family after this devastating loss. Again, there is no proper way to transition from that to the other crazy football topics we'll talk about, but it just wouldn't have felt right if we didn't start with that on Rondale Moore. Again, the suicide prevention hotline, aka the suicide and crisis lifeline, which again is 988. You could speak with someone today. Again, help is indeed available. With that being said, let's bring in our NFL Insider, Matt Lombardo. We have a direct link in his Substack to Between the Hash Marks. And let's bring him in. It is the one and only Matt Lombardo here on the program. Matt, good morning.
Hey, Paul, good morning. Tragic news about Rondale Moore. Terribly sad and heartfelt condolences to his family, his friends. And you put it best, check on your people. You never know what anybody's going through. You never know the battles, the demons that they're fighting. It doesn't even have to be the 988 suicide crisis line. It could be a friend. It could be a loved one. If you're struggling, reach out. I tell my friends all the time, my phone's always on. My email box is always open. If you're ever struggling, I'm here for you. And it would be, I think this will be a better place if we had more of that community and camaraderie among folks, for sure. And just tragic news. Rest in peace to Rondale Moore, and thoughts and prayers with his family.
No doubt about it. Thank you for saying that, Matt. And again, just guys, let's always keep that in mind. Keep your people in mind. And you just never know what's truly going on. So please, we send our love again to the Moore family at this point in time. Like I said, there's no way to transition from that. I'm not going to do some funny line to transition from that. We're just going to get into the topic matter at hand, which hopefully, and what I tell people all the time, I hope this show can distract people from all the serious stuff that's going on in their lives, and we can have fun, a laugh, some information to share, perhaps. So hopefully that's what some people can get out of the program today. And I see, hey, two things here. First off, thank you, MFC, for gifting a Boy Green Coffee Club membership, spreading some love. That's beautiful. Thank you, MFC. That is 11 raffle tickets for our guy, MFC. And I saw this on a different video that we'll be doing later this week. And I saw this pop up. Chef Kevin Gilbert has joined the Boy Green Espresso Club. Thank you to Chef Kevin Gilbert. That is our second YouTube membership group, so I wanted to make sure I gave a shout out. Double Espresso Shot, a.k.a. the Boy Green Espresso Club. That is 5 bonus raffle tickets for Chef Kevin Gilbert. And next week, folks, it'll be next Saturday night at 8 o'clock. We'll be doing our next Espresso Club meeting. And all are welcome that are a part of this Boy Green Espresso Club. It's $5.99 a month, and every month we do a special live show just for you guys out in the audience. No public, no Boy Green Coffee Club, only the double espresso shot, aka the Boy Green Espresso Club, which has 20 plus people in the building now, which I'm very humbled by. So Chef Kevin Gilbert, thank you for joining the Army, and MFC, thank you for gifting a membership. All right, good vibes already here, Matt Lombardo, which is terrific. So let's see if we could keep those good vibes going. It's NFL Combine Week, and we were just talking before the show. And, ma'am, to me, as a football fan, this is the perfect Venn diagram kissing here of the NFL. I just punched my mic out of socket.
I got so excited you gave the microphone a kiss, it seems
well,
like.
I got to keep my hands down before I assault somebody else in this room. But it is the perfect combination of free agency and the draft. Agents are all there. Of course, the top draft prospects are there. The media is there. And, hell, every once in a while, a slew of veteran players who are discussing potential extensions ahead of free agency are there, Matt. So this is your time of year, baby.
It's my favorite event on the whole calendar, right? Because you have the entire league converging on this 1.5 mile radius of downtown Indianapolis. And it's funny because you would think in today's day and age, I could reach out to an agent and ask him, hey, what's the market like for your client? Or, what do you expect the contract to be? What are you hoping for? You would think in today's day and age that the agents could just text a general manager or pick up the phone and call and have these negotiations. But almost unanimously, almost every year, I send these text messages and I always get the same answer. I'll know after Indy. Because that's where it happens. It's the hotel lobby at the JW Marriott. It's the private rooms at Prime 47 Steakhouse. It's the booths at St. Elmo's. This is where we talk about legal tampering a couple of days before free agency begins. No, these contracts are hammered out. They're scratched out on cocktail napkins. They're all but agreed to. And at bare minimum, the markets are set in Indianapolis face-to-face during the Combine. So I'm a big fan.
Wait a second. You said there's tampering before the legal tampering period? What? Huh? Ooh, whoa. Okay, Matt, that may be the biggest scoop you ever break, buddy. Whoa, mamacita. That's interesting. I don't know if I can believe all that. Again, the NFL, they would never let something like that happen.
Never.
No. That's very interesting, though. But you
not
talked
right
about,
under their nose.
Yeah, obviously not. Of course not. But you talked about, like some of the extracurricular activity. We'll get into some of the rumors we're hearing on all kinds of things here in just a moment. But sometimes there's some telling signs here, Matt Lombardo, on where someone may be at a certain time. Whoa, what is going on here, Matt Lombardo?
Yeah, that is Jerry Jones's personal bus, right? And when you see the bus, you know that it's going down. And it's like the bat signal. I'll be at my hotel room, or I'll be out to dinner with Mike Tanier, my co-host on the podcast, or any other friend. We'll get the text message, hey, Jerry's at Prime. Okay, so now everybody has to go over to Prime 47 because you just never know what's going to be happening there. There's an agent, a very prominent one, who holds court at a corner table. They block off a section, and reporters and clients all can come over and sip some wine. They can, small talk. They can talk shop. Sometimes you'll see an assistant coach huddling with his new head coach who just got hired on staff. Everybody is in Indianapolis. It's a C&B scene, a business convention mixed with a destination wedding all in one. It's a one-of-a-kind experience. But when you see Jerry's bus, you know that's probably where good things are happening.
Well, apparently this bus was pulled out in the front of Javonte Williams' house because the first running back stone has been thrown. $8 million per year, 3-year deal, $24 million, $16 million of that guaranteed. Obviously, Jet fans here are very interested in seeing what the running back market could possibly be with the Breece Hall situation. But first, let's encapsulate the Javonte Williams thing. He's 25 years old. He'll be 26 before the start of the 2026 season. What do you make of Javonte Williams openly not choosing to hit the open market here? I was telling someone yesterday on the show, like, it would surprise me if a lot of deals get done now because it behooves these players to hit the open market because they should, in theory, be able to get their best price, even if they decide to come back. Like Javonte's like, I want to be a Cowboy, but let me be a Cowboy for as much as possible. This obviously indicates maybe not. What did you make of this deal yesterday?
Yeah, I was surprised the Cowboys came out swinging with a running back that quickly because it just seems like they have so many other needs to fill. And from Javonte Williams' standpoint, I guess you just really like being a Cowboy. I guess you just really like that situation, really home in Brian Schottenheimer's offense. And, you know, if it were me, if I were representing him, I would say, hey, pick up the phone and let's call the Kansas City Chiefs. We know they're going to be searching for running back help. Let's see what happens with Breece Hall. Let's see if we can leverage a potential New York Jets need against this Cowboys offer. But it seems like he just wanted to be there. Perhaps there were promises made about his role in the offense moving forward from here and being much more of that lead dog, lead back, main weapon type of a scenario for him, but kind of surprising to have it go down this early for sure.
Yeah, and I was looking at the numbers because I've seen conflicting, I don't want to call them reports, it's opinions, but some people said, oh, this is great news for Breece. Others have said, oh, this is terrible news for Breece. So I was like, well, let me try to assess myself, ascertain how big is the gap here. So Javonte Williams has been in the NFL longer than Breece Hall, so that should be noted. He's been in the league for 5 years. Breece Hall has been in the league for 4 years. Javonte has appeared in 70 games. He's made 45 starts. He's carried the ball 858 times for 3,500 rushing yards. He scored 22 touchdowns on the ground. Through the air, 193 catches, 1,100 yards, and 7 touchdowns. So he's had some nice production here. Breece Hall has been in the league, like I said, for 4 years. He's carried the ball 755 times. So he's carried it essentially 100 times less than Javonte Williams. He has 3,300 rushing yards, 18 touchdowns on the ground. Through the air, Breece Hall has been much more dynamic than Javonte, 188 catches for 1,600 yards and 9 touchdowns. And again, he's also played a year less. It feels like to me, with all due respect to Javonte Williams, I don't, looking at the numbers and assessing it, it doesn't feel like these two are in the same category. It feels like Breece is in a higher category than Javonte. So to me, this Javonte deal doesn't seem to affect him in any bad way because, like, they're swimming in different pools. Do you come to that same conclusion, or do you have anything to share on the Javonte affecting Breece Hall situation?
Yeah, I think that they're kind of independent of one another. But what I do think is going to take place with this Breece Hall market is it's how much does he want to be a Jet or not be a Jet? And how much do the Jets want to pay the tax to keep him? Because if you're Breece Hall at this stage of your career, you could go to Kansas City and chase a ring. You could go and be part of a committee in Denver and chase a ring and not have the wear and tear of being that 3 down back, or you can potentially get more money from the New York Jets who are desperate to keep you, albeit in the beginning middle stages of a rebuild. And you're not going to win a championship anytime over the next several years. So to me, the Jets, as we've talked about on other shows, they could tag him and figure it out later. But I don't think there's any world where Breece Hall signs for less than 12.5 to 14.5 per year. It just seems like that's the ballpark for him. And if you're the Jets, unfortunately, you might need to pay the poor tax, so to speak, to keep him, because you're not in a position to chase Super Bowls right now. And there are going to be teams that are running back needy that look at Breece Hall. I keep coming back to the Chiefs because if they would have just thrown in that extra late round pick at the deadline, Breece Hall would be gone. and he'd be a Kansas City Chief. And who knows how that season would have played out for them. I think they're going to be interested if they can figure out their cap situation. I think the Broncos are going to be interested. I think there are going to be a handful of teams lining up for Breece Hall as the type of piece that can put them over top, because they all saw what Kenneth Walker did. They all saw what Saquon Barkley did a year ago. They all saw the impact that Derrick Henry had in Baltimore. Now, they haven't won a championship, but you can see the impact he made on that offense. Breece Hall could be that next running back in those footsteps to sign elsewhere.
Again, we're speaking with our NFL Insider Extraordinaire, Matt Lombardo, between the hash marks. A direct link in the YouTube description will magically transport you there. It'll take you on a magic carpet ride from Boy Green Daily to Between the Hash Marks. Make sure you show your support for our buddy Matt. And speaking of that Espresso Club, there's a lot of Matt compliments in the Boy Green Espresso Club. We got two guests that joined me on the show, and whether they were ranking guests join us. The fans were sharing some comments. We'll have to have you on one of those espresso clubs, and
happy to do it.
You could gauge with the fans. That'd be interesting. Now, you just mentioned a second ago, you're like, does Breece Hall want to be a Jet? Well, that's a very interesting question, Matt. Breece Hall has been sort of, down, on the DL. He's been on the down low, but he was at an event, over on Long Island, and he was asked by the New York Post, hey, buddy, Jets long term, you feeling great about it? Here was Breece Hall's response, quote, I don't know. I've addressed this for the last 6 or 7 months now. So now I'm just kind of like, whatever happens, happens. Matt, feel free to respond to this, but I'm going to be honest, very cryptic and very seemingly it's not me, it's you vibes happening here. It doesn't, this doesn't sound great.
Yeah, this sounds like two things. It sounds like a lot of words to say, 4 words, F you pay me, or show me the money. Yeah. It sounds like that's the type of vibe that we're getting into in this Breece Hall market. And we're going to find out a lot more. But again, Hall isn't the only option here. Kenneth Walker is going to be a free agent. There are going to be other players who are free agents. But Breece Hall is probably one of the top 2 or 3 running backs available. So he's going to get paid. And it's probably going to be a contender, because if you're where the Jets are in their rebuild, if you're where, some of these teams that are picking high in the draft are in their rebuild, you're not going to be paying a premium for a veteran running back. So he's going to get to decide, do I go and chase a ring with this team that's offering me X, or do I go and sign for the Jets at Y if that offer comes in? And I don't even know, Paul, with where they are. Is it the right move for the Jets to bring Breece Hall back, or do you take a running back in the 2nd or 3rd round, reset the clock, and spread that $12 or $14 million around elsewhere in free agency to get a bunch of more pieces to fast track your rebuild? This is going to be a fascinating dynamic and debate for Darren Mooney and Aaron Glenn to have in the days and weeks ahead.
That is true. By the way, Darren Mooney and Aaron Glenn will speak on Tuesday. They are on the same podium, back-to-back, 1 o'clock at 1:15 scheduled times for media availability. We will see what information they have to share about whether they plan on tagging Breece Hall or not. There have been some rumors that they are quote-unquote likely to tag Breece Hall. However, I've heard from another insider that's absolutely not on the table. So I guess the truth will be the truth when it indeed comes out here. Matt Lombardo. Let's get into some NFL Combine, pre-Combine, intel here, both on the Jets and just sort of around the league in general here. Matt, one of the things that seemed like it was inevitable is A.J. Brown, the Philadelphia Eagles superstar wide receiver, being moved. Is that still the case?
Inevitable might be doing some heavy lifting. I still think it's on the table for the Eagles. I still think that where there's smoke, there's fire. And I do think that there's smoke that A.J. Brown could be moved. And I think that that's one of these markets. I wrote about it in the column for tomorrow morning, if guys want to subscribe and check it out, that this feels a lot to me like in 2019 when the cameras caught Dave Gettleman and the Browns general manager in the seats in an animated conversation. And about 5 days later, Odell Beckham Jr. is a Cleveland Brown, that trade goes down. That feels like this is the type of thing that's going to be hovering over this combine. And I think that if you look at the Denver Broncos, they make a ton of sense to get a weapon for Bo Nix. I think that the Buffalo Bills should absolutely be involved in any A.J. Brown sweepstakes to pair with Josh Allen and make the kind of commitment in the passing game and his supporting cast that they made to their defense last year. And, we touched on the Jets as a potential sleeper team because of the cap space and building out a turnkey offense for a quarterback. I spoke to a scout about this just to get a feel about all these teams. Give me your thought on each one of these teams and how he'd fit. And he said, for the Jets, who's throwing A.J. Brown and Garrett Wilson the ball? Those two receivers will quote unquote spontaneously combust with middling level or less quarterback play. So I don't know that the A.J. Brown to the Jets dream could become a reality, but I think that kind of opened my eyes to a broader theme for the Jets offseason, that so much of what the Jets are going to try to do is on hold until they figure out the plan and what the strategy is to get a quarterback. Are you trading for a Kyler Murray, which I think would be a mistake? Are you making sure that you win the Malik Willis sweepstakes, who might be the most coveted quarterback this cycle and might be a type of guy that you can build around based on what he did in Matt LaFleur's system in Green Bay? Or are you taking a bridge quarterback route? Or are you taking a quarterback in the second round this year and hoping you can get a quarterback next year? But until you figure out quarterback, I don't know that you're going to be able to attract the top tier free agents, at least at the skill positions this year.
One thing the New York Jets desperately need is safety help. They have Malachi Moore, who, again, Matt, you were on top of all of last year about the Jets and Malachi Moore, and then once he was on the team and what he could be, and the Jets seem very high in the building on what he can bring to the table. But the other guys in the room are guys like, with all due respect, Christopher Smith II, Jarius Monroe. We're really, with all due respect, we're really scraping the bottom of the barrel there at safety. So a free agent splash makes sense here at safety. Matt, is there a safety in free agency that you could see the Jets making a play for and making a splash at safety to try to add some sizzle to this defense that oh so desperately needs it?
Yeah, peek behind the curtain at tomorrow's column. I asked a couple agents around the league and a couple front office folks, give me a couple of names of guys that are going to sign big contracts that might surprise people. One of the first names I kept hearing was Kobe Bryant. The Seahawks safety just won a Super Bowl. And you look at the role that he played. Physical guy, tone setter in the secondary, ball hawk, 4 interceptions this past year, always around the football. I get the sense that he's going to cash in. And if you're the Jets and you're looking at what the Patriots just did, what were some of their first moves last year in free agency? They got the veteran defensive back in Carlton Davis. They got the veteran defensive lineman in Milton Williams, and they built out from there. And you look at Kobe Bryant with the experience, with his traits, with his skill set. I think he would be an ideal fit to import an attitude and upgrade the talent level on the back end of Aaron Glenn's defense for the Jets. So if you're looking for a safety, I think Kobe Bryant is the guy at the top of the list. And the Jets have the cap space to not just swim in the pool, but dive into the deep end and set that market.
Which, again, is something I expect them to do at several positions, and safety certainly would be one of them. Now, this is a more underrated need for the Jets, but there's been some whispers about it. Tight end. Mason Taylor was a top 50 pick last year. Unfortunately, ended the year with a neck injury, and by all accounts, he should be able to make a full recovery. They re-signed, or extended rather, Jeremy Ruckert at the end of the season. That's a guy they feel good about, but he's more a tight end 2, tight end 3 for the Jets, but they could still use some more juice in that room. Is there a tight end that makes sense for the New York Jets at free agency, Matt Lombardo?
I'll give you a bit of a deep sleeper to watch here. And I think that he's going to cash in, maybe not at the top of the market because there are so many top tight ends this year, because you have Isaiah Likely out there, you have David Njoku out there, you have Cam Otten out there, who would make a lot of sense from Tampa Bay for the Jets. But keep an eye on Charlie Collier, the number 3 tight end from the Baltimore Ravens. Not a lot of production because, of course, he was stuck in that room with Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely the last couple of years. But when he had opportunities, he was a bit of a big play magnet. 10 catches, 142 yards, 2 touchdowns last year, all career highs when he was given more of an opportunity. I look at Charlie Kolar. He's a guy that I keep hearing the teams really like. They like what they've seen in glimpses. They love the personality and the leadership traits that they've heard about from that locker room in Baltimore. And you look at the Jets situation, we talk all the time about the value of a reliable tight end for a young quarterback. Let's just assume that they're drafting a quarterback at some point. You bring in a Charlie Kolar, he's essentially the Zach Ertz for Jaden Daniels of a year ago, or the Tony Gonzalez for a Matt Ryan. Now, obviously not comparing skill sets, but in terms of reliability, veteran presence, a guy that when Garrett Wilson's doubled and it's 3rd and 6, you know you can dump it off to him and move the chains and he's going to catch the ball. That would be a name for me to watch.
Okay, I was just about to say, sign me up for some Tony Gonzalez action, maybe. But no, I understand what you're saying.
Philosophically speaking.
Right. I got you. I'm picking up what you're putting down. And then hopefully, philosophically, he gets here, just starts catching touchdowns and dunking over goalposts like Tony Gonzalez. That would be spectacular. And of course, I've buried the lead here, but Jets, quarterback, what the hell is going to happen? I mean, the Jets could explore, and you hinted at it earlier, right? There's trade possibilities, there's free agency possibilities. Sure, there's even draft possibilities that could happen in a variety of avenues. And I imagine this combine this week is going to be just a massive pile of information as the Jets and the media insiders like yourself that are trying to, stick your thermometer in places to try. Oh, am I getting warmer? Cold, warmer. Have the little bit of a, metal detector out there trying to find what is happening here with the Jets quarterback situation. I don't know if you have anything to share on it or what to watch out for this week that could give us some indicators. Again, we have AG and Muji speaking on Tuesday. I'm not sure how much information they're going to be willy-nilly letting us have out there, but what can you tell us here about the quarterback situation? Very pressing, obviously, for the Jets.
It feels like it's wide open, but if you're the Jets, I think that you have to feel good about the cap space, because if there's a quarterback that you feel like you have to have, there's no excuse not to go and get him, unless you're taking that longer form vision that with the 3 first-round picks next year, that your goal is to get the quarterback next year, which I don't know that you can always count on, but that could be the thought process. So let's build a turnkey offense. Let's improve the roster overall, get the quarterback next year. That's one path. But I think that the Jets are also kind of lumped into this group of 8 to 10 teams that are going to be sniffing around the quarterback market. And there's a lot of competition there. And old friend Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers could be creating another void, because it's will he or won't he come back again. They're doing the same song and dance in Pittsburgh that they did a year ago. So if I were Darren Muji and I wanted to get this thing moving, and if I'm a GM with that kind of cap space, those kind of resources, I kind of want to get it moving when I work for such an impatient general owner as Woody Johnson. I'm going all in on Malik Willis, because I look at what he did coming out of the Matt LaFleur system the last 2 years. I look at the impact that playing for a Kyle Shanahan and for the other Kevin O'Connell had on Sam Darnold. I'm looking at that path, and I'm projecting that Willis could make a similar leap going into this year in my situation. Because other than that, you're talking about taking a risk on signing Daniel Jones off an ACL. Are you reuniting with Zach Wilson? Are you trading are you trading a 2nd round pick for Mac Jones coming out of that same Kyle Shanahan quarterback school? There just aren't that many great options, right? And I think Kyler Murray should be off the table because of the things that you've heard about him and the work ethic concerns and all of those things, and the lack of production with Marvin Harrison Jr. So we're going to find out. But if I were the Jets, I would be all in on Malik Willis, and I would also I'd try to set up a cocktail or a coffee with whoever's running the Minnesota Vikings, and I take the temperature on J.J. McCarthy.
Okay, wow, well, that would be very spicy. Keep us posted on that, Matt. My final nugget here is I would just love for you, again, we have it in the YouTube description down below, a direct link to your Substack between the hash marks. And we were talking before the show about something you either plan on doing or you're thinking about doing. And I think it would be a great idea, because the majority of our fans that are watching the show right now are probably never going to go to the NFL Combine in their entire life, because it's not something that everyone gets a chance to go to, but it's a thing that I will be watching. I can't wait to tune into all the Combine coverage, and hopefully one day I'm one of the ones that can grace this Combine. But if we never do, the idea for a column of how you can walk us through the day-to-day, I'm fascinated if you can share with our fans what you're sort of bubbling with here in closing. That would be very interesting.
Yeah, assuming that I can get out of Dodge because we're under a blizzard warning here outside of Philadelphia. We're supposed to get like 12 to 18 inches of snow. I'm supposed to fly out tomorrow at noon, so we'll see about that. But assuming I can get to Indianapolis, one of the pieces of the content plan was going to be a travel blog. Basically, hey, you get to the hotel, you drop off your bags, and you make a beeline to the sports bar at the JW Marriott, see who you can see, set up shop, write a little bit, keep your eye out for familiar faces, do some talking, trying to chase some nuggets. So you wake up the next day, you go to the convention center for Darren Moogie and Aaron Glenn's press conferences and all the other coaches and GM press conferences. You do some writing in the media center, you grab dinner with friends or colleagues, and we're going to go to St. Elmo's, and we're going to have a cocktail, and we're going to see who we can see, and we're going to go walk over to the Marriott, and we're going to see which agents are drinking there and who we can discuss their negotiations for their clients or what they're hearing on their top draft prospects, and kind of the day-to-day play-by-play of what it's like to cover the Combine from my perspective as a national reporter. So if we can put that together, you'll be the first to get it if you subscribe to Between the Hash Marks at the link below.
There you go, baby. Take full advantage. Well, Matt, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. We may be, depending weather pending, of course, chiming in with you later this week. We'll see live from the Combine. Would be terrific.
Maybe
Thanks,
Wednesday. Maybe Wednesday morning if we can get there.
All right, we'll see. Matt, thank you so much, pal.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks for opening the door as always.
Yep, there he is. Matt Lombardo. Again, a Substack link in the YouTube description down below, directly there, as long as Matt and, quite frankly, all the other media people can get out of Dodge with the questionable weather situation that's happening here on the program. Everybody, we got 200-plus people in the room across our social media platforms. We really appreciate that. Make sure you guys like the video and hit subscribe. That is the free way to contribute to the show. Make sure that you guys take full advantage here. I told you guys we have a special week of content, special NFL Combine content specifically coming here to the show. I've already set up a couple of shows this week with people who will be at the Combine who can join us and give us the latest details, maybe also including Matt Lombardo, which would be a lot of fun. Again, 200-plus people across our social media networks, including 100 of those on YouTube. Guys, hit that like button. 30 likes? 70 of you are just sitting around? Come on now. What are we doing? And we've got a special Sunday episode here because we have a special co-host joining us. It's Hop on Pop, Matt Lombardo. Hop on Pop. Good Lord have mercy. What a show we have today. Good morning, Pop.
Good morning. Hey now.
All right. Hey, what a way to kick us off. Our number one Austrian Jet fan just gifted a 10-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club memberships here on the program. Austrian! Baby, that's what we're freaking talking about, Pop. That is what we're freaking talking about. That's always a nice little surprise.
Kevin James. I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
That is now 53 raffle tickets for our number one Austrian Jet fan this month. Thank you to Austrian. I don't know if you have that in front of you, Pop. If not, I'll read it. Do you have the new members in front of you?
I do.
Okay.
Prestige Worldwide, 3.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
Ray Mirabi, Jojo Townsell.
Nice.
Jets fan for life.
Okay.
Stu and Rich, 5162.
Mm-hmm.
Jeffrey Cura, 691.
Okay.
Jay Kanongo Channel, Cause
Okay.
It 6CI, T Time 11, and Joseph Freeman 8951.
Bing, boom, bam. Welcome to the Boy Green Coffee Club, everybody. Again, another big salute to our chef, Kevin Gilbert, Fastest Food Reviews, for joining and upgrading to the Boy Green Espresso Club, baby. That was a very nice gesture. Thank you very much. And again, our special club meeting will be next Saturday. Well, Pop, we've got time here to get into a variety of subject matter, but before we get to the fans, I'm curious your perspective. The Dallas Cowboys yesterday extended Javonte Williams on a 3-year deal for $24 million, $8 million per year average there for Javonte coming off a career year after a 1-year flyer. A shout out to the Cowboys for the 1-year flyer, and then being able to obviously transition that into a long-term deal here for Javonte. What do you just make of that deal and where it sets the running back market potentially? And sort of, I guess it depends on how you sort of encapsulate whatever you think Javonte Williams is as a running back as well. And then this is a lot of questions, but how that also could obviously, again, I mentioned it earlier. I've read tweets that say great news for Breece. I've read tweets that say terrible news for Breece. So I don't know what the truth is, but your thoughts on all that.
Yeah, I do agree a little bit that this is apples and oranges, and not for the reason that most people are talking about. I think we don't really know. 2024 happened. Breece Hall's year was terrible. And his production last year was, meh, middle of the pack. This is not Breece Hall hate. This is Breece Hall facts. And I'm not overreacting on Javonte Williams 1 year either. Although his stats were superior to Breece in several categories. That's not what it's about. The fact is, it's apples and oranges because Javonte wants to be in Dallas. Dallas didn't shop him around. Dallas went to him and offered him some guaranteed money. Breece was shopped around, and shy of Kansas City pulling their head out of their ass, he would be wearing the arrow on the side of his helmet. And I don't think Breece Hall was charmed up before that. So you take all that in effect. So it really is apples and oranges. Breece Hall, the only way he's going to stay a Jet is the Jets are going to have to overpay him, even if he was to sign it. I think the only way he stays a Jet is a tag scenario. I think that's too much for the Jets to pay, personally, for many reasons. And so that's why I wouldn't do it. But if it was apples and apples, I think it would be bad news for Breece Hall. It really, you look at the running back market. Breece Hall's not, Derrick Henry. He's not Saquon Barkley. He's not those things. And so he's about the middle of the pack. And at the middle of the pack money is $8 to $10 million. And so, so I don't think it's bad news for Breece because I don't think it mattered. That's why I say I don't think it's bad news for Breece, because I think Breece wants to leave, and the only reason he stays is a tag.
So maybe your answer is already known here before I ask this question, but I don't want to paint it or taint it in any certain type of way. Do you believe so we have the franchise tag deadline window. It goes through Tuesday, March 3rd. As we discussed off air, the legal tampering period is March 9th. The new league year opens on March 11th. Do you believe that the Jets, put the tag aside, could work out a long-term deal with Breece Hall, just in the way the Cowboys just did, with Javonte, before free agency? Do you think that that it is within the realm of possibilities that could happen?
I'll go back to my famous percentage on that.
Okay.
0.0. And I'll tell you,
which I agree with. Yeah.
For many reasons.
Okay.
I think the Jets should let Breece go. Right.
Not tag him, you're saying.
Not tag him. Tag him if you had a tag and trade ready to go, your favorite thing. But other than that, he should not be a New York Jet next year. And the reasons are this. The Jets, I don't envision the type of back that Breece Hall is. He is, and people are going to get upset. He is a below average running back and an above average running back receiver, way above average, right? But I don't believe that's the person you pay $14 million a year. You need a bell cow. You need a pound and grounder. You need a mixed running back field. And Breece Hall is not the guy that's going to run. He is more of what I think Matt Lombardo alleged to, that coming out of the backfield, the scat back. That's who he is. That's what he excels at. He's very, very good at that. He's not an every down running back. And that's who gets the $14 million contracts in North, the every down running back. And that's not him. And it's not a negative. He can fit in a lot of places. But the other reason not to overpay Breece Hall is the Jets are beginning to spell the word rebuild, but they haven't even started writing the R yet. And so why, right? The Giants are not a very smart organization most of the time, but they are smart, and they realized that Saquon Barkley had a lot of talent. He had a lot of value, but not to a rebuilding team and not to put all that money in that basket. Running back is nowhere near the biggest hole the Jets have to fill. And they have money, but it's not Jared Mayo money to burn. And this is not where I would spend the money on running back.
Quick follow-up question. Are you saying you believe the Giants made the right decision letting Saquon Barkley leave?
Yes. Yes, I am.
We're gonna vehemently be opposing parallel lines on that one. I thought they shouldn't have let him go, and then to see him go to a division rival, and
I wouldn't have let him go.
Trade,
Where would the Giants be today with Saquon Barkley? He'd have 2,000. He'd have 2 more 1,000-yard seasons, and the Giants would have still sucked. And so then you'd have had 2 more years. You would have paid him whatever. $20 million. So you would have lost $40 million in cap space to win 1 or 2 more games a year. That's why they let him go. That's the reason to let him go.
I agree with your percentage of 0.0% of like again. So let's just sort of set the scene. If you did see yesterday, the Dallas Cowboys agreed to a 3-year extension or a 3-year deal rather, because he was set to be a free agent. A 3-year deal with Javonte Williams. So he's not hitting the open market. He signed before the open market. They didn't have to use the franchise tag. They didn't have to use nothing. They were able to work it out. My question to Pop a few minutes ago was, do you think the Jets and Breece Hall could do that? Because technically, right, they can do it. I mean, it could happen at any point. But to me, the reason why I don't think it's going to happen is, first off, Breece doesn't seem to be, woohoo, can't wait to be a Jet. Because we'll show you that comment from the New York Post interview yesterday in a second. But I think the other thing is this. If I'm Breece Hall, I'm 24 years old. I turned 25 during this offseason. Why in God's green earth would I sign with the Jets, whether I like them or not? Why would I sign with the Jets early? It behooves me and my agent for me to get to the market if I can. If tag is not on the table, just like me signing with the Jets right now on February 22nd or hitting the open market, it behooves me to hit the open market even if I want to come back to the Jets so I can get the best money possible. This is the first time I'm ever going to hit free agency in theory. So the only way, if I'm Breece Hall, that I would choose to, I'm good on free agency, I'll just sign with the Jets, is if the Jets overpay. That's the only thing that would make sense. My agent tells me, we're not going to get better than this on the open market. And if I'm Breece and money's all that matters, so great. Where do I sign? I don't imagine the Jets are going to overpay. So the only now option is this. The Jets let Breece Hall hit the open market, and they hope he comes back for a match if that's what the Jets want, or they tag him to prevent him from reaching the open market, and then we go from there. That's just sort of where I believe we're heading here on this train track. Do you have any problems with any of what I just said?
No, I don't. But here's the thing is, he's never going to come back because somebody is going to overpay, and the Jets need to make sure they don't, right? He is a 4-year back. What are you going to sign him for? A 4-year deal? The Jets aren't going to be relevant for 3 more years. And then what happens to, you look at the exponential curve breakdown for running backs, it's in this window that they do. That's why they don't get these second contracts. And so by the time he's viable, he's not going to be viable. By the time the Jets are a viable playoff team or contender, hopefully, he's going to be on his way out. He's going to be Robert Jones, if you know what I mean.
Here's the thing I would say, the uniqueness of this, of how he entered the league. He's only 24 right now. So if he signed a 3-year deal, let's get the Javonte deal, but Javonte plus, because I think he would get more than Javonte significantly, with all due respect. And if he gets a 3-year deal, hits free agency, he's 27. He could hit that. He could hit that again, whether it would be with the Jets if he stayed or another team. I think
running backs don't get 3 deals. Running backs don't get 3 deals. And with all due respect, watch Javonte Williams film and what happens when he gets hit and what happens when the lawn chair gets hit. All right?
So, okay,
Breece Hall's not a running back. He's a wide receiver in the backfield. He's
how
not
much
a running
do you
back.
think? So let's do a prediction here. So Javonte Williams got $8 million per year. How much do you think Breece Hall is going to get this offseason?
He's going to get overpaid by somebody. I imagine he gets 10 to 12. I don't think he gets 14. I don't think he's in that swimming those waters. He was 31st in avoiding tackles.
How many teams are there
in the NFL? 32.
Oh, yeah. That's a little off. Hey, I'm curious. Breece Hall was asked, "Hey, long term of the Jets. What do you think about that?" Yesterday in a New York Post interview on Long Island at like a trading card shop, he replied to the question, "Hey, you want to be with the Jets long term, right? That's the plan." Well, quote, "I won't add all my extracurricular voices. I don't know. I've addressed this for the last 6 or 7 months now. So now I'm just kind of like, whatever happens, happens." What's sort of your takeaway on that?
He's gone.
Question?
He's gone. He's checked out. He was checked out this year. He's in. The only reason he stays a Jet is he's forced to stay a Jet. He's not going to sit out. Those days of people doing that are gone. Right?
Oh, yeah.
He's not going to. He gets tagged. He's going to play. But
100%. To the real quick before we go anywhere else, just on that, because a lot of people said, I was getting tweet responses, he's going to hold out. I'm like, what are you people talking about? He is 24. If he holds out, he has a chance to jeopardize his entire career. And yes, you could try to do the Hassan Reddick thing, where you sit out for like the first 10 games and then barely do enough to show up. And if I'm the Jets and Breece Hall tries to pull that kind of shit, guess what? I'm tagging you again. Because I have the ability to do that. And then what? You're going to take 2 years of your career in the 24 to 26 range of those most important part? No. If he gets tagged, I'm not saying he's going to be happy about it. I'm sure he's going to be pissed because he wants to hit the open market, get the most money he can possibly get. I'm not saying he'll be happy about it, but he's going to play. What other choice does he have? So
that's right.
I think all that is nonsense.
Yeah, so shy of that. The only reason he plays for Jet is if he is tagged. And the Jets, if they tag him, they're overpaying. The holes the Jets have to fill are so valid. And I'll just give you an example of why.
Yeah.
Running backs out there, you can get running backs, right, if you can identify talent on the cheap, right? The Cowboys got Javonte Williams for $3 million. The Panthers got Rico Dowdle for $3 million. I mean, and both of those, I believe, exceeded Breece Hall's rushing yards. That's not all he brings to the table. Just to be clear, I recognize that. But $3 million, $14 million, what are we talking about? Did you know what the salary cap would be if the Cowboys were to take, let's just say, a certain running back from the University of Notre Dame? You know how much his salary cap hit would be under his rookie contract? His 5-year rookie contract, you know how much his salary cap hit would be?
How much would that be?
It would be in the neighborhood of $9 million. And if they traded back, a smidge to, let's say, the 5 hole, right, it would be $8 million a year cap hit. And so it's time for the Jets to put somebody on the cover of Madden. That's what time it is. It's time for the Jets to have somebody be the face of the franchise. There's many reasons to take Jeremiah Love with the number 1 pick of the Jets, whenever that is. Mm-hmm. And that's it. You want people to want to pay 10% more for 3 wins. You want people in the seats, and you need to face the franchise. And frankly, they haven't had it for a long ass time.
That's true. Let me ask you this, okay? If the Jets let Breece go, I'm seeing Snowball singing in the comments section, let him go, let him go. I see that, Snowball. Beautiful voice, by the way, and I'm sure you're in Hawaii still, enjoying the longest vacation I've ever heard of in my life. Hopefully you're enjoying that. If you let Breece Hall go on a team that has needs at quarterback, wide receiver, left guard, defensive tackle, defensive end, off-ball linebacker, corner, safety, kicker, depending on the Nick Folk situation, that you'd be adding another need to that list. By taking care of Breece, you're making sure with the available cap space you have, it's one less need that you have. What's your response to that?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think you're going to overpay for a position you want. And those in the comments that said Breece is one of 3 dudes in the NFL that could take it to the house, a 5-yard play. How about a 66-yard run on October 5th, 2025.
I'm not sure what that date, that doesn't ring any bells.
Yeah, I'm sure it doesn't. But anyway, so there's a lot more than 3 people that could take in the house at the drop of a hat. and score 14 points.
By the way, he didn't go all the way to the house. He was stopped short. He got tackled. That's where the Jets corners racked up their tackles last year, 5 yards short of the end zone at the third level.
Yeah, it's not a hole. We have people in the running back room. The running back room is by far not the weakest. It's not even the top 3 weakest. May not even be in the top 5.
No, now you're pushing it way too far. Is it the weakest? No, I think that's safety with Malachi Moore and a bunch of random people back there. But it's probably in the bottom 5.
No way.
Name,
Safety, defensive tackle, quarterback, wide receiver, and I'm only starting there.
Wide receiver that has Garrett Wilson in it is lower than the running back group. Come on, Pop. Come on.
Yes, the floor of the wide receiver. The ceiling.
Well, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the depth of the room. Like who's in the room.
Yeah, we're talking about the depth of the room. One person's not the depth of the room.
That pool is still deeper than the pool in the running back room. Braylon Allen's leg exploded, and Isaiah Davis, with all due respect, is a day 3 pick. Those are the only 2 under contract at running back. I don't know about that. But I would also say this. So, JoJo, a few people have asked this kind of question. Why go through the hassle of a tag and trade? Just let him go. I believe that Pop just said it a minute ago. He thinks Breece Hall is going to get overpaid by someone. Why would I just let him get overpaid for free? Like, I have the Jets have the 4th most cap space in the league. The franchise tag is 14.5. That's expensive. Sure. That would make him, by the tag, a top 5 highest paid running back in football on the 1-year tag. But if there is as much interest as it appears to be in Breece, I think the Jets will easily find a trade partner for a tag and trade. Now, I'm not saying easily for a first-round pick. I'm not saying easily for a second-round pick. I have no idea what the value is going to be. But I know that it's more than nothing. That it's not going to be cash considerations. This isn't baseball. They're at least getting a day 3 pick that could be a 4th or 5th. And then let's see if it's more. Let's see if there's creative. Let's see if there's player for player. Let's see if it's you can trade up in the draft or something. I don't know. Explore it. You have the money to do it. You're not going to spend $80 million in the first week of free agency. You're going to have room to tag him, and I would tag and trade him to get the most out. And here, that's what should be happening at the Combine this week, Pop. Jets talking to all these teams. You interested in Breece? Hey, what about a tag and trade? What would you look like? Boom, 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 boom. Get your list of teams, and then let's go. Hopefully this is a quick tag and trade. You tag him at the last possible day, which is Tuesday, March 3rd, and hopefully immediately trade him to a new location.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's the only reason to tag him is to tag and trade him. He's not happy. He doesn't want to be a Jet. We shouldn't overpay 100%. Let him go.
All right,
let's somebody for the longer term.
All right, let's throw a question at you. We have an easy idea. So, okay, let's throw an easy idea out there.
Wow.
Thank you for the $2 super chat, Easy. What if we just convert Breece Hall to receiver? You say he's a really nice receiver, and then we draft a running back instead. Bing, boom, bam.
Yeah. I would say I like Easy.
Yeah, seems like a great guy.
But it appears that he's much better musician than he is a take on football.
Which, by the way, I will have to hear from EZ. He had his rehearsal last night for his new band he just put together. So great. Yeah, I don't think Breece, even though the receiver money is much better than running back, so maybe Breece would be for it for those reasons. But I'm not sure if that's the direction that is about to happen.
Yeah, and there aren't too many wide receivers that convert this late in their career, and he would be, among the hobbits of wide receivers.
Ooh. There's been plenty of, as we discovered yesterday, with shorter football players that are shorter, but still quite impactful. That can still totally be a thing. Pop, is there anything you want to get off your chest or any topic you want to address before we open up the phone lines for some fans?
No, just the Jets have a lot of salary cap, have a lot of picks. They need to be prudent. They need to get the quarterback of the future and get the quarterback of the now. That's needs their primary focus. Again, like I said yesterday, the defense is not the worst portion of this team, right? We didn't have a receiver over 400 yards. It was less than 400 yards was our leading receiver, the worst in NFL in the past 50 years. There needs to be a true wide receiver, you call him one Bravo or two, whatever it is, a real wide receiver. You need a real veteran quarterback and draft a real prospect. Stop being cute and all the dorking around that they did. They didn't get a defensive tackle in the last draft. They paid for it. dearly. They didn't get a quarterback. They paid for it dearly. It is time to fill the holes and stop. You're not making nifty moves in the drafts when you're the Jets, right? You're drafting so you don't fucking drown. That's where they're at. So they need to stop fucking around and get serious.
It's very inspirational. Thank you for sharing that message. One last thing here before we go to the phone lines. Do you have a either quarterback wish list or quarterback prediction? Quarterback you would like to see or the quarterback you think will be the QB1 of the NYJ?
Yeah, the quarterback one, I would think, is probably going to be from Arizona. One of the two.
Which one? Oh, okay. I was just about to say which one, but okay.
One of the two, whichever one they can pry away first. And again, I would tell you that's what I think is probable.
Oh, so you think okay, perfect. You're answering exactly what I was going to ask. Go ahead.
My want would be Jameis Winston. My want is Jameis Winston.
Interesting.
That's who I want. I want him to come in. I want to put guardrails on him because he needs them badly. He needs guardrails on him, but he's just slinging around the field. He's going to make it be exciting. I don't know how many people shy of Aaron Glenn when he shit his pants when he's running down the sidelines in the game they lost. There was any real true moments of excitement for the New York Jets in the last 2025 season. You have Jameis Winston. They may not win 14 games or 12 games or how many ever games you're going to predict they're going to win this year, but it's going to be exciting. You're going to man, that guy could drop back at any moment, and gun it down the field 60 yards. So I would like Jameis Winston for a multitude of reasons. There's enough runway left to cover a rookie running back, a rookie quarterback you draft either in 26 or 27. You don't have that pressing. You don't get some decrepit, rehab from Green Bay. You get somebody that's, has some energy. I like Jameis Winston. I don't think they're going to do it. I think they'll get the guy from Arizona, but I think that's my person I would want to go get is Jameis Winston.
Interesting. Yeah, I would love famous Jameis. I think he's a fun personality. And again, for a season, we don't know what this is going to be. He'd be a fun guy. My problem, if the Jets are exploring any of those kind of waters, is the Giants. Would they trade Jameis Winston? Would some of these other teams trade their backup quarterbacks if they're in a good spot? That, I'll sort of be curious to see here.
And that's for me. I'm willing.
No, I understand.
So I'm willing to pay more than people think. Like I wouldn't trade a 4th-round pick for that.
So you would trade it for?
I know we don't have a third. We don't have a third. Let me be
Correct.
very clear.
Right.
But I wouldn't. If we had a starting quarterback for 2 years for a 3rd-round draft pick, I don't know what you're talking about. That's my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a third's too much. What was it? Think about last year. Would it have been too much then for last year not to have been the shit show it was? Well, you don't want to waste a 3rd-round pick. How stupid do you sound? I know we don't have a 3rd-round pick. So if people are hemming and hawing about a 4th-round pick for Jameis Winston, you are deluded.
Okay, there you go. Challenging the Boy Green Coffee Club, which, by the way, just got a new member. Let's welcome in Jake Hans 3. Up a raffle ticket, good sir. Welcome to the Boy Green Coffee Club. It's great to have you. So you are in the raffle for our contest coming up this month, which real quick, I'll show you guys the prizes here for this month. If you are new to the channel, every single month we do a raffle. And by the way, Mr. Famous Fulton won it thanks to Stephen Fox. Stephen Fox won the raffle, decided to donate it to Mr. Famous Fulton. I received confirmation that Mr. Famous Fulton received the package yesterday. I'm not sure if he opened it yet. That might be a live reveal when we open up the phone lines here momentarily. Here are the prizes for this month. We have a Darrelle Revis jersey. We have a pair of Jet shorts. We have a Boy Green Woody Tailgate package. We only have a few of those left. And then I will grab a hat from my personal collection off the wall and throw it into the raffle. So we'll be giving this away on March 1st. All you have to be eligible is spend $3 on the channel. JCon3, you just obviously spent $3 by becoming a Boy Green Coffee Club member. So JCons, welcome to the show, baby. Welcome to the show. Appreciate it. All right, Pop. Without further ado, let's no, go ahead.
Yeah. We earlier I had time for call. I really don't. I've got to run to
Okay.
the airporto.
Okay. Yeah, no
Airporto.
worries.
That's a Spanish word, airporto.
Thank you for the bilingual activity here on the show. No, of course.
I'm gonna
Pop,
fly
please.
to Minnesota. I heard it's warm up there, so it'll be good.
All right, there you go. Yes, any final message to fans heading into Combine Week?
Yep, heading Combine Week, it's time to pay attention. It's time for the scouts to make the money. It's time to go back to the draft and I'm going to get the year wrong. I think maybe it's 2022. Is that the right draft that we had a lot of success? 2024?
Yeah, 2022, we had Sauce, Jermaine, Breece, Garrett. There's 2022.
Yeah. So we need a draft like 2022. That's what we need
sure. That'd be
to
great.
Fill the holes, to do their job, right? We need a quarterback. We need that wide receiver. Those analysts need to step up, step out, and really pay attention. So I will be back next Saturday. And coming soon, March 7th is right around the corner.
Okay.
The Hop on Pop Draft Show Live.
Ooh, okay. I can't wait for that. You'll fix the New York Jets right before free agency gets underway. That should be a hoot. Pop, safe travels, my friend. There he is. Hop on Pop joining us here on the show. Wow, a fun Sunday show so far. NFL Insider Matt Lombardo, our Hop on Pop episode. And now we're going to open up the phone lines, folks out there in the audience. Again, we have 300 people in the room. Guys, do me a solid. Over 100 of those 300 are watching right now on YouTube. Like the video and hit subscribe. If you guys missed this, I've done 2 interviews with Riche Sini. Since like the middle of December on this program, which again, I'm very blessed. Anytime we get a chance to talk to any great guest, specifically Rich, I am always over the moon about it. It's really cool. And I didn't get a chance to really talk about this much because we're in the middle of the season. There was a lot going on. So I just want to throw this up on the screen real quick. And then I promise we'll get to the phone lines here on the show. I didn't get a chance to really talk about this, but for anyone that saw the interview, you know what happened here. And I'm going to throw this up on the screen. This is Riche Sini joining me back in December. And what he's showing us on the screen, this is the draft report of Laveranues Coles ahead of the 2000 NFL draft. Steve Yarnell, this is Steve Yarnell's report. He used to be a special agent for the FBI, and he was the director of security for the Jets when Bill Parcells was still there and everything. And Riche Sini dug into his bag in the middle of our interview, and he says, this is from the Jets. This is from Steve Yarnell, his report that he delivered. It has all kinds of notes in there and everything on that conversation. And Steve Yarnell and Bill Parcells got into a fight. A fight. They weren't trading blows, but they were getting in each other's face about Laveranues Coles. Steve Yarnell, the director of security, says he fought for Laveranues Coles, says, this is my guy. You won't be disappointed. You should absolutely get this guy. This is awesome. This is beautiful. Okay. And Bill Parcells turned to Steve Yarnell and says, if we draft Laveranues Coles and you're wrong, you're out of a job, buddy. And I was just, obviously it all worked out. Laveranues Coles had a wonderful career. And Rich told me he's had this draft report for 15 years. The draft, of course, happened in 2000. They didn't give it to Rich immediately, but he developed relationships where he got that draft profile, that draft report card for the last 15 years. And he says he has never shown this to anyone before. And he showed it to us on the show. And it was such a cool moment. But like I said, we're in the middle of the season. So this awesome story that Rich did sort of got lost in the sauce. So yesterday, felt like a perfect time to reshare the clip from the show and that moment on social media. And it's gone viral, which I'm very humbled by. So thank you, everyone that's interacted with it on Twitter. And we've re-uploaded it. So, folks, if you missed that Riche Sini interview from back in December and you have 7 minutes of your time, I think it's some of the best 7 minutes you'll spend watching a bit. And it's Riche Sini talking about how the inspirational story of Laveranues Coles and how he went from Jets wide receiver to Cop, and also about Lavernius Coles' upbringing and what put him in that spot. There's just a lot of really powerful comments. So again, salute to the one and only Riche Sini for sharing that on here as well, which was pretty cool. Pretty cool. Love being able to share those kind of stories. Let's do this. We'll take a hep time out, and we'll take your phone calls next here on BGD, baby.
1, 2, 3. Whoa! Buzzing daily, buzzing daily, buzzing daily. Talking Jets football, man. Buzzing daily, buzzing daily, buzzing daily. The New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. Everyone, J-E-T-S, Jets. Boy Green, buzzing daily, buzzing daily, buzzing daily. Talking Jets football, man. Boy Green, buzzing daily, buzzing daily, buzzing daily. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, Jets. Let's go!
Let's go, baby. I can't wait for the tailgate to be back this year. For those who are, again, new to the channel, I want to make sure I'm not leaving any of you new people out. We hosted our first tailgate special, myself and James Woody, a Jets content creator that I do shows with every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 o'clock. We will be once again hosting a Jets game this year. We'll be in the parking lot. We'll have food catered by the wonderful chef Kevin Gilbert. We're going to have Luby's B Sprinter and DJ music playing. I've already confirmed that with Lou B, and we're going to have a great time. We're going to bring drinks, food, all that jazz. We'll let you guys know. Again, that will be a paid event. You guys can group ticket sit with us. I already gave the first initial payment to the New York Jets for that to make sure we're locked in. So I hope for the people that were there last year, they can sing the song of the story that we all had a great time, and hopefully new people saw it and said, hey, man, I want to be a part of that this year. So hopefully that is indeed the case. So I'm very much looking forward to that. That was an absolute thrill. I can't wait to do that again. The pinned comment on youtube.com/boygreen25 is live, baby. If you'd like to call into the show, we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Also, shout out to the people that rewatch the show on YouTube and listen to the audio-only version as well. Let's go to the phone lines. Let's start off with this guy. It's James.
Boy Green, what's good, brother?
Wow, you weren't kidding. Look at this. You got.
Well, listen, you wanted me to cover up, so I covered up. I put a jacket on for you.
I was giving you compliments, man.
I put a jacket on just for you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
No,
okay,
but
sure.
so
Yeah,
listen, dude, you're super talented, man.
Thanks,
like, absolutely, and the fact that you do it every single day, it's not easy to do with this team every single day. Yeah. But I have something that bothers me when it comes to what is your love for Riche Sini. Fuck this guy, man.
Yeah.
He is a cancer to the New York Jets. I get he's been on the beat for 30 years, but fuck this guy, man. Seriously. I'm convinced that he stirs the pot.
I will say this.
Listen, I get you have to watch what you say, so I understand.
Well, yes, but it's, he has covered this team. He just completed
a long time.
I believe he just completed his 37th season covering the team. So
I'm 36, so he's been doing it my whole life.
It's unbelievable. That's crazy to think about it like that. Yeah. And, being in my military family, I just have respect for people, like, first off, just elders in general. So I have massive amounts of respect. And, unfortunately, this is a weird side PSA, I'm watching the show right now, Tulsa King. I'm super behind.
Good show.
Oh,
Good show.
I love that show. And there is Native American representation on that show. And, the thing that jumps out to my mind is in the Native American culture, they hold their oldest members of the tribe as chiefs, and they hold them in great respect. And in our society, for some reason, a lot of the time we don't hold our seniors and our wise people in our community in the same respect. And I would hope we could get back to that. So anywho, from a bare bones respect thing from that standpoint, I respect him and just everything. I just sort of grew up on Riche Sini. I read his columns before he was at ESPN, it was the New York Daily News. So I read his columns forever and everything. And to me, I think if we judge, and I feel like I'm a person that can answer this as someone that, listens to a lot of podcasts and reads a lot of articles, no one gets more scoops or nuggets or insights of our entire beat than Riche Sini. When I listen to his podcast, I know I'm going to have topics for the show.
Sure.
I know I'm going to have topics for articles that he finds out information.
He's plugged in. He's plugged in.
100%.
He's plugged in. But
I do understand what you're about to say about the negativity, and he doesn't mind sharing a stat saying, wow, man, the Jets have sucked since forever, and just sort of like pokes and prods of fans. I understand. Oh, that bothers a lot of people.
Me in particular, it does, because, and again, like you said, 36 years doing this, it's not easy to do. Right. And he's very good at what he does. I'll give him credit for that. Yeah. But I do think that for whatever reason, he likes to just stir shit up. Mm-hmm. And yes, we suck. So it's not hard to do, right? It's pretty easy to stir some shit up with us right now.
That's true.
But I just, I don't know. I'll leave that for another day. I hope he has more of an objective view on the team. But with that being said, dude, I keep watching Ty Simpson. I'm telling you, man. I told you last year about Ty Warren, right? The tight end. He had, I think, over 80 catches this year. He's a beast.
Awesome. He was a beast.
Beast. I think Ty Simpson is going to be a very good quarterback. I do.
I think want the Jets to take him
at if he's there at 16. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Not at 2. Not at 2.
Okay.
No. Yeah. That's ridiculous. I think I saw someone in the chat saying they would take him at 2. That's nuts.
Yeah. Right.
That's insane. That's insane. So if we could get Arvell Reese right at 2, which that's who I want at this point.
Okay.
I think
he's right now.
Yeah. Yep. And then if Ty Simpson is on the board, I think we have to take him at 16. I think we have to. But the question is the combine. So if he looks great at the combine, right? Mm-hmm. Throws with anticipation, hits all the throws, does all that good stuff. He might move up, but the more I watch him and like when I hear him talk, he just seems very Mendoza seems polished, but it's almost contrived. Not that it's fake, but it's almost like he goes over the top. To me, Ty Simpson is he's about ball. He's a real regular dude, and I just think he's going to be a good quarterback in the league. He's got the size, he's got the arm, and I think he's got the right mentality. So we'll see. I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in on that.
Appreciate it. Thanks, James.
All right, brother.
All right, next he's going to be in like an Eskimo outfit or something. We'll see. What was I going to say off of that? Well, yes. So the NFL Combine news, if you guys missed it, it's official. Fernando Mendoza will not be throwing at the Combine. That's disappointing. As a Combine fan that will be watching all the coverage, it's best to see everybody. So that's unfortunate. He will now be throwing at his pro day, which I believe is scheduled for April 1st on April Fool's Day. So there you go for Fernando. So that's the bad news. That's too bad. The good news is, to James's point, Ty Simpson and apparently every other major quarterback, Drew Aller, Garrett Nussmeier, like all of the quarterbacks are supposed to throw. So that's great news for us, Jet fans. Let's park our keisters in front of these TVs. We're going to have unique Combine coverage. Again, I have multiple special guests that'll be at the Combine for our Boy Green Daily coverage this week, which I'm really excited about. So that'll be awesome. So we're going to cover it. But yes, Fernando will not be throwing. Every other quarterback apparently will be throwing. So I'm fascinated to see how they respond, because some good performances of the quarterbacks that could absolutely change some draft stock heading in there. There's no question. Let's keep rolling on the phone lines here. Up next is Mr. Legend, a.k.a. Mr. Legend Famous Fulton.
Good morning, Paul.
Good morning, sir. I heard you got your package yesterday.
Yes, I did. It's right here.
Have you opened it yet?
No, I haven't. Not yet.
All right. Well, let's do a live opening here. Again,
All
for
right.
folks that are just watching and listening, Mr. Famous Fulton received our February monthly giveaway here, and we're about to all see live all the stuff he got. So go ahead, Mr. Famous Fulton.
All right. Let's see what we got here.
Okay.
Ooh, this is good. This is I forget what this is. It's like
Yeah, nice.
yeah.
Yeah, the Woody
it's a,
T-shirt. Yeah, from our tailgate last year. Nice.
Oh, sweet.
There you
Okay.
go. Cool. Got a nice
And
shirt.
then
Okay. Yeah.
let's see what else we got here. We got this hat that says the New York White Jets.
All right, you want to try that on? Huh?
I would love to. Yep.
Okay, yeah,
Let's
there we go.
See how this goes.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
It fits,
That's what I'm
doesn't
talking
it?
about. But yeah, it fits like a charm, baby. Look at that.
Yeah,
nice.
it does.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now you're on the right side, baby. All right, what else is in the box? Okay.
Let's see. We got the let's see. I cannot see today. I forget what this is.
Oh yeah, it looks like a Jets polo. So like a button-up shirt. Nice.
The button-up shirt, huh?
Yeah, there you go. Anytime you want to class it up, that'll be up to your discretion whenever you want to do that. But there you go, a nice Jets polo.
Yep.
Nice.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
I can see the side.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, there we go. Great. A polo. Great. Okay.
Okay.
What else we got in there?
What else we got here? Let's see. This is.
Okay.
What
Yeah,
is
open
this?
that
Oh,
puppy
this is a game coin from
100%. The NFL.
From the 1960.
Yeah, that's when the New York Titans started. So yeah, that's a mint coin. That is real mint. So that's a nice coin there. So congratulations,
Nice.
Mr. Famous Fulton.
Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is that
never
all the
had
content?
Well, actually, we got some more in here.
Oh, okay. All right.
We got one of these.
Chef Kevin Gilbert, shout out. From our restaurant takeover. Nice.
I want to give him a shout out and Chef Kevin, thank you very much for giving this to me. And
yeah, nice.
It's a big one and a cup holder, which is Stone Brewing.
Yeah, there you go. Nice. Okay.
Yep, and that's it. So
all right.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
So, Mr. Famous Fulton, are you now officially a Jets fan?
Yes, I am.
Boom. You know what? Let's freaking go. Let's celebrate because it has happened. Let's go, Mr. Famous Fulton. You're now a part of a sick army. That hat has never looked better.
Yes, it does.
Well, congratulations, Mr. Famous Fulton. And,
we had a basketball halftime yesterday. It was like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I haven't posted the video yet, but I made a basketball shot yesterday.
Ooh.
Yep.
Nice.
Made a lot of rebounds, a lot of passes.
Good.
I stole the ball a couple of times. So, yeah, it was a fun time. And if you can look at the picture right here.
Oh, nice.
That's all of the volunteers.
Oh, that's beautiful.
My coaches, and my team and my friends' team.
Yeah.
So, and the cheerleaders and the high school cheerleaders. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Mr. Famous Fulton, congratulations on all the success. It's great to officially have you a part of the Army, baby.
Thank you. Let's go Jets! And I'll see you at the combine too, Paul.
Oh yeah, right there in your backyard. Let's go,
at,
Mr. Famous Fulton.
Indianapolis, I think.
Yep, you're 100% right. Let's go.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mr. Famous Fulton.
You're welcome.
Wow, there he is. Mr. Famous Fulton has officially become a New York Jets fan. I both am excited and sorry to him and his family for this recent, thing. It's there's good and bad, my friend. There's good and bad. But now you bleed the green and white. For now, and forevermore. Welcome to the show, baby. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Johnny Boy's up next, Johnny.
BG, good morning, sir. How are you, man?
Okay, another fellow Jets fan here on the program. We're minimizing the Colts fans here on the show. Nice.
Hell yeah. I mean, you kind of got to root for the Colts to do really bad.
Of course.
Year, right? So
yeah. Well, we got to do one step at a time with Mr. Famous Fulton. We got him to the right side. Now he's a Jets fan. Now, to immediately say, hey, now that you're a Jets fan, you root for your old team to like stink so we get better draft picks. It's going to take some time. Let's sort of work on that throughout the offseason, sort of massage, sort of like guide, sort of like try to influence that sort of mentality. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Well, shout out to Mr. Famous Fulton on getting all them steals and all them points on his game yesterday. So that's awesome, man. Hey,
and one more shout out real quick again. Thank you, Stephen Fox. It was very sweet of you. You won the raffle prizes this month in February, and you didn't take it for yourself. You donated it to Mr. Famous Fulton, which I thought was a beautiful gesture. So I've said it a bunch. I'll keep saying it. It was super cool of you, Stephen Fox, Foxy out in our audience. So thank you for doing that. Obviously, that meant a lot to Mr. Famous Fulton, and it converted him to a Jets fan. So that's a gift that keeps on giving. But go ahead, Johnny.
Hell yeah. Shout out to Foxy, man. For real, for real. And the whole Tassie crew. You know what time it is. But, bro,
yes, sir.
First off, let me give a big rest in power to salsa legend Willie Colon. If you guys, grew up listening to a lot of Fania All-Stars back in the day, he was an essential individual that when your parents were cleaning on Sundays and Saturdays, he was there rocking with the trombone and everything. And so definitely a big shout out to him, man.
Of course.
I was very saddened by hearing that he passed yesterday. So
yeah.
But with that being said, USA, baby, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go for gold.
USA.
Right?
USA. Yes, America. Yeah.
All right, now the Jets. Did you see that interview with Breece Hall?
I did. Yes.
Bro, it's crazy that like it's like when Sauce left, right? Like Sauce was on record saying literally and being like, I don't want to go. I want to be here.
Yeah. He loves the Jets. Right?
I want to be part of the rebuild and all of that. And I think if you were to see Breece say that at least once, kind of, right, to that extent, it would change a lot of the narrative and a lot of how the fans feel about him. But I don't know, man. Just yesterday.
Well, I'll tell you this, right? So I don't want to say we all, because maybe some of you didn't. The New York Post did an interview on Long Island with Breece Hall. And then again, the quote, I mean, I'll show you the quote. You guys can judge the quote for yourself. We've read it a few times here on the show. The quote doesn't look good. And, the body language of actually seeing it isn't good either. But here it was. This was from the Post. Breece Hall was asked, Jets long-term, that's like, is that looking good or something? And Breece Hall responded, I don't know. I've addressed this for the last 6 or 7 months now. I'm just kind of like whatever happens, happens. So obviously the most lukewarm, vote of confidence of all time that he wants to stay a Jet. But would I have liked if that question was asked? He's like, I want to be a Jet for life. Jets, Jet. Of course, I would have loved to hear that from Breece. But to be honest, whether he said that or what he said, they're just words. The proof will be in contract. The proof will be in decisions, tag and trade, or just tag, or a long-term deal, or whatever happens. The proof will be in the results. So, right, I would have preferred for Breece to say all these wonderful things about the Jets, and he wants to stay here and all this jazz. Again, I reiterate that I don't care, with all due respect, Breece, I don't care if you want to be here or not. We're going to do what's best for the team. I'm going Kevin Costner in the movie Draft Day. I'm going to do what's best for the team. And that's what I'm going to do with your putting your opinions aside.
100%. I mean, look, do I also see that, trying to get the bag? Yeah. I mean, these guys have been playing their whole entire career, their whole entire, since Pee Wee football, and they get to the chance to potentially, make some money that's going to be essentially wealth for them, right? For them, for their family, for the rest of their life. So I also get and understand that piece of itself. But I feel like you could do that here with New York and the New York market and get a lot of those other types of endorsements that are out there. You're not going to get that from Kansas City. You're not going to get that from, I don't know, the Indy. You're not going to get that from those other like locations, right? So it's, do I want Breece to be here? Yes, because I know of the talent that he has. But if somebody does not want to be here, like then don't. If they're trying to fix this culture, then you want guys that want to be here. This is what I'm trying to say. And then and BG, the last thing with the combine coming up, another guy that just is gonna be throwing at the combine is Joey Aguilar from Tennessee.
Yes.
Gunslinger mentality cat, right? He fits the mold that Frank is gonna want. What's your take on him? Do you think that is maybe a dart throw, another one for the later rounds at QBs? And the other position, like big giant like nose tackles, how many are there coming out of the draft that we should be able to look at as well? So with that being said, man, I appreciate you, BG. Everybody hit the like, smash the sub. Snowball is back, baby. He is back.
Okay.
Don't ever leave me trying to function a damn episode by myself. Sure. I was panicking. I had no idea what to do. Peace, BG.
There you go. Appreciate you. Yes, and me and Manshaw were there for you for 3 seconds before we ditched you and left you high and dry. But glad that Snowball's back and glad hopefully you enjoyed Hawaii. Appreciate that. On the Joey Aguilar conversation, for those who don't know, he was going to be the Tennessee quarterback. He had an appeal about coming back to school. It was denied. So now he has no choice. He has to go to the NFL. Apparently, the NFL feels pretty highly about him because they left him a spot available for the NFL Combine. So that can juice his stock. So, yes, 100%. That's critically important for him. And the good news I reiterate that here at the Combine, and the workouts start on Thursday, but there's going to be like the press conferences on Tuesday, players arrive and all this other stuff tomorrow. And so there's a lot of hoopla coming up. Long story short, I would have preferred Fernando to throw for obvious reasons. I like seeing all the quarterbacks sort of compete against each other. There's like good juice flowing and all that stuff. But with Fernando not being there, there is a spotlight to be taken by somebody. Is it Ty Simpson? Is it Joey Aguilar? Is it Drew Aller? Is it whoever? The whole quarterback list is out. Who is it going to be? That I'm fascinated by. Badshaw says, is Paul going to be in Ireland? I don't know if you're talking about Big Paul or me. The Jets could be in Ireland. There's a chance that they are at that game. That would not be our game. I know a few people have asked about this. I will be hosting a Jets home game this year. Is there a chance eventually we go on the road? Maybe. But obviously there's a lot of things outside your control when you're in opposing territory of trying to work through things. So I want to make sure if we ever take it on the road, I want to make sure we get the home front sealed and we do it great here for a while before I take that on the road. That's it. JJ asks, hey, BG, in the live version of the Hep song, is your father yelling moron in the background? Yes, can confirm. Yes, he is in fact yelling moron. That is indeed the case. Yes. All right, let's go to the phone lines here. Up next is EZ. We've been waiting for this call. EZ, how'd the rehearsal go yesterday?
Oh, it went great. Thank God you finally called on me. I'm waiting outside the restaurant to go in, but the Bluetooth in the car, I can't just talk to you on the phone without either a headset or a Bluetooth. Otherwise, I get that echo feedback. So I'm in the truck. Anyway, the bass player knows this guy who had a big basement, and this guy has a ton of equipment. It was really cool. And I met the other 4 guys for the first time, and for a first-time rehearsal, we were jamming. It was really good.
How many songs did you guys get
everyone
through?
We did about 9.
Wow.
I mean, I had to read the words to a bunch of stuff, but it didn't matter. Sure. I mean, I knew them. I just was reading it. And
right.
I have this little box called a TC Helicon, and it's called the Duplicator.
Okay.
And I don't know if you've listened to a lot of Black Sabbath or Ozzy,
Sure,
but
yeah, of course.
He has this doubled sound with it
Mhm.
with reverb. And
Yeah.
this little box does exactly that.
Oh, that's cool.
Exactly that. So it uses an XLR cable, so it's not
Oh,
just
okay.
quarter-inch jack.
Mhm.
So I brought my mic and my mic cable and the box, and the guy had other stuff there, and he plugged it into the board and with his PA and everything. We all hooked up and started playing. Yeah, it was good.
Awesome. Well,
good.
hey, Snowball had this request. We do the Boy Green Espresso Club, as you know, and you're a member, which we appreciate, at the end of every month. Would you ever consider, either you or your band or both, doing a live performance for the Espresso Club, which is sort of a private thing?
That is kind of impossible to put together with 5 people and
Yeah,
you know, I'm
that's a good point.
65, so I'm single, you know, and all my kids are grown, but 3 of the guys are in their 40s with like, one guy's like 46. He's got 2 small children, 9 and 6.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's a dentist, so him and his wife started late in life he's actually lived out in Seattle, Washington area.
Cool. All right.
And now he's in North Carolina. And you know, and the drummer, he's 60 and he's got family and he's in another band as well. No, it'd be really hard to put kind of that thing logistically together. But when we do gig, if NC Green or Woody want to come out and see us, they can give a report.
Sure. I would love nothing more. That'd be awesome. Get some videos out there of all the action.
I was surprised because I told those guys to tune down to E flat, and they didn't. They were in E, and I was able to sing it, but damn, it's not my key.
Yeah, right. Well, you guys got to get more.
If you know anything about singing, there's that sweet spot. Every singer has a sweet spot.
All right.
And my sweet spot is between D standard and E flat.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm a baritone, I'm not a tenor.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I was singing some tenor last night. God damn. I'm sure that little green box helped because it has this like a little correctioner on it to help you if you're slightly off, but I really didn't need it that much.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
But I told the guys next time we rehearse, you better tune that shit to E flat because I couldn't do Over the Mountain. There's no way I can do Over the Mountain in E. It's just, I can't. I was able to do pretty much everything else. So much to my chagrin, you know, but I don't like doing that because if you sing out of your element, it can put a strain on the voice.
Yeah, we don't want you to get injured. So what's next for you and the band?
We'll you know, we're just gonna hang out today, but I mean, individually, I meant, but
I got what you're saying.
We'll figure out when we're gonna rehearse again.
All right. Well, I won't
like
hold
I said,
your
we were doing it
breakfast up anymore, but yeah,
man. But I did want to say something about my super chat about Breece switching to receiver. I mean, that is where he excels in the open.
It is.
So either if we sign him, we better like use him in the slot next to Garrett Wilson, because if we don't get another receiver, then he's your next best number 2 guy. He 100%. Really is.
I don't know why they don't do it more. Every time I've been at training camp, EC, and no matter what the version has been, whether it's Aaron Rodgers or Justin Fields or anything, they've run like quarterback empty, no one else in the backfield, and 5 quote unquote wide receivers out. Breece Hall has been lined up as one of the wide receivers, and they've run him cutting underneath. They've done all this creative stuff, but in the game, I rarely ever see them use Breece Hall like that. So I don't know why they do it and practice it in training camp, but never use it in the games. But I would like to see them utilize that easy. It makes a lot of sense.
Well, the fact that Breece is not very good at taking that initial contact and getting yards after contact, the best thing to do is get him out in the open, swing passes. But I don't like the wheel route because he's behind the line of scrimmage, and the safety can come up if if you're a smart safety and you know the tendencies, which the Jets always broadcast because they're never always so predictable. I mean, if you just line him up in the slot or even put him out wide, I mean, he's already in space. And he's got good hands. Once he catches the ball, he's dangerous.
Very
Breece
dangerous.
is a very dangerous runner, but he's not a very dangerous running back.
Very
if that
interesting
makes
note.
any
Yeah.
sense. You give him a big hole. If he can get through that hole, he's extremely dangerous. If you can get him out in space, he's extremely dangerous. But running him through the middle of the tackle, between the tackles, that's just not his wheelhouse.
No,
it just
doesn't
isn't.
feel like it. Not consistently, definitely not.
So I think that a lot of it has to do with play calling and trying to, since he's a running back, maybe too often they're trying to put that square peg in the round hole. Well, you're a running back, you should be able to run. But if he's not good at that style, a good coach will take what he has and play to the player's strengths. And the Jets just haven't been doing that.
No, and I hope they change it soon here, Easy, especially if they bring him back, because like that's as important as it gets in terms of maximizing his talents.
Well, I like the idea of having Frank Reich in there. I mean, he's experienced, and this is something that the Jets sorely needed on the offensive side of the ball in the aspect of coaching, because you got an experienced offensive coordinator now, and I'm sure Frank's going to bring in some people that he knows and can trust as his position coaches on the offense. I really have high hopes. Now, like we've been talking about, some guys just don't make it as a head coach. Like Josh McDaniels, fantastic, amazing offensive coordinator, but as a head coach, he sucked. I mean, he was really bad.
Yeah.
And then of course you have your Nathaniel Hackett's, who sucked at everything. So
that's true. Yeah, I'll never forget that quote. Yeah.
Yeah, but I got to give Sean Payton his due. He was right about him.
That's for sure. Dead right.
Was he polite in saying it the way he said it? No,
definitely not.
But he was right.
Yeah, he was very blunt,
anyway,
but correct. Get some food there, Easy.
Yeah, man. Take care.
Thanks, pal. There he is, Easy, baby, getting some grub. And again, cool to hear the concert rehearsal went great last night. So awesome for Easy. Can't wait to see where that goes next. By the way, Connor Hughes just tweeted out that and this isn't surprising news. We talked about this before, but that a franchise tag or a tag, which technically transition tag is among the franchise tags. Tag is likely for Breece Hall. He reiterated that. So take that for what you will. It is crazy, though. You look at the receiving numbers real quick for Breece Hall in his career. So he's been in the league for 4 years, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. His first year, 31 targets. Second year, 95 targets. Third year, 76 targets. Last year, 48 targets. For anyone in the audience that's caping for Tanner Engstrand, right? It's like, Tanner was really good, Paul. You don't give him enough love. Blah, 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 blah. 48 friggin' targets for Breece Hall? What is up with these people? These coaches. Breece Hall can catch the football out of the backfield. It should be a part of the game plan every friggin' week. It should be a part of the game plan all season long. These receiving numbers, where he's had 200 yards receiving, 500 yards receiving, 400 yards receiving, 350, like Breece Hall has, and this is what I'm about to say, may sound crazy, but he has the potential to be 1,000-yard rusher and 1,000-yard receiver. We just saw the 1,000-yard rusher thing, obviously, last season, but he has a 1,000-yard receiving possibility here. I think he can be one of the most prolific receiving running backs in the National Football League. I mean, these numbers speak for themselves, and this is with the Jets, the man holding him down with stupidity on the offensive play calling. 188 catches, 1,600 yards, and 9 touchdowns, 8.7 per clip. He could do it in the screen game. He could do it operating out of the backfield on wheel routes. He could do it lining up at wide receiver. The Jets, if they bring Breece Hall back, need to absolutely maximize him in the receiving game. And if not, then you are lighting money on fire, folks. You are lighting money on fire. But those Breece Hall numbers are crazy. Like, why do the Jets hate Breece Hall in terms of receiving? Let alone any reason, but specifically, why do they sabotage his receiving game? That makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. Highlight our new member to the Boy Green Coffee Club here. JCons3 says, BG, the patience you have with some callers, I'm telling you, no layover. You got a direct path to heaven. Well, I can only hope that is indeed the case. But my guess is I'm going to be in a location that's a little warmer around the winter, if you catch my drift. But we'll see. We'll allow the gods to make that decision. Hopefully, when I die in 50 years or so. Give me a little bit more time. I'm not ready to meet the Lord yet, but whenever he is ready for me, he can take me. All right, let's get to the phone lines here on the program. Again, 300 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. Let's go up next to our man, Bill Aimley, here on the show. What's up, Bill?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, not too shabby. How are you, my good friend, here on a weekend?
Well, so far relieved that we haven't gotten the heavy snow that they're forecasting yet. But the day is still young, I guess.
Yeah.
This talk about Breece is driving me crazy. It makes no freaking sense at all. We as Jet fans complain about the Jets the last 15 years, no playoffs. A lot of us even say we hate being Jet fans, but we're still here. Meanwhile, one of our players is not happy being a Jet. Get him out! What kind of nonsense is that? BG, just give him one of your T-shirts and a mug and welcome him to the coffee club, for crying out loud. What kind of shit is this? This is driving me nuts. So we get rid of Breece and create a new hole. Who have we chosen at running back since Breece to take over? Nobody. What are we waiting for? What the hell are we talking about? This is why we fans are not freaking GMs. We have no idea what we're doing. There's no fan here that would have thought, we could trade Sauce for 2 first-round picks. No, if it was up to us, we would have probably gotten rid of him for a 6th or 7th round pick the way he was playing, because we know that this guy got no talent. I mean, no, we don't know. This is ridiculous. It's driving me nuts. And I know a lot of it is the negativity among us Jet fans for the collective failure of the team. But this is on management. This is on coaching. This is not on the players. Support our players. Make them feel welcome. They're our guys.
Sure.
And like I said, give them a T-shirt and a coffee, the mug. Welcome
we can work
to
out
the
a deal.
coffee club.
That's for sure.
Make them feel part of the fan base, for crying out loud. So we're gonna create a new hole by getting rid of him. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. The whole this whole thing is nonsense. I'm sure there are other things that I have on my mind regarding this, but like, holy cow, I cannot believe this nonsense.
Yeah.
We're gonna he's overrated, blah blah blah. No, how about properly using him in the offense the way he should be?
Mm-hmm.
Easily, this man could get 2,000 yards.
Scrimmage yards,
scrimmage, exactly. He could do this each year if the coaches remember he can catch the ball. I mean, this has been a failure of coaching.
Right, like we complain all the time, like, oh wow, we don't have this. Now we finally have this. It's Breece Hall, and we can't even use him properly, and he's on our own team. Like that's not a great rallying cry. So I hope, for God's sakes, this coaching staff, because Breece Hall has had several coaching staffs since coming here, of Mike LaFleur, Nathaniel Hackett, Tanner Angstrand, and now whoever this next guy is, if he comes back. And man, I just want them to maximize the talents on the team. Let's see what Breece Hall really, truly is, because I don't think we've seen that yet at this level.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen him console Brady Cook whenever Brady Cook got intercepted, or he had a bad player too, and he's been there in the sideline consoling them. I mean, he's still with the team. He hasn't abandoned the team, so the fans should not abandon Breece. This is ridiculous. I mean, I could see when Quinnen was giving up on the field, and I knew that at some point the Jets would have to trade him, and we got a pretty good return from on that, thanks to Muji.
Right.
But I'm telling you again, if it was up to this fan base back when everybody was upset with Sauce, oh, we just get rid of him for any old draft pick. You got 2 first rounders. So yes, we let's stay fans. Forget about the GMs. It's nice to play it, but we can't be it.
That's good. That's good insights there, Bill.
It is nice. How's the family, bud?
I am very blessed that they're healthy. They're back after visiting some family earlier this week. So that's nice. And again, I just got to spend a lot of time with them yesterday in between all my work. So that was again, folks, pinch yourself. Tomorrow, if today is not a better example of it, tomorrow's not promised. You got to savor every day we have on this earth, and with the ones you love most.
Yeah. My son is visiting his little girl out in Texas.
Oh, nice.
He would have been back on Monday, but with the threat of snow and everything, actually back today. Excuse me. He's looking probably to see if he can get a flight Tuesday instead. So we'll see if the snow comes in. I hope it doesn't, because if it does come in as bad as they're talking about, 12 to 18 inches, it's going to ruin a lot of people's days, and maybe even, unfortunately, some people may get injured or, or worse.
Right.
So I wish everybody all the best. Hope everyone has a great weekend, and let's take it easy on Breece. I truly believe that what will turn things around is for this coaching staff to finally have the right people in place to utilize him the way he should have been all along. And we'll finally start becoming a winner, and Breece will be our guy again.
I hope so. Bill, you're the best, baby. Appreciate you.
All right, take care.
There he is, Bill Ambley, joining us here on the program. Love it. Great insights there from Bill. Our guy, Chef Kevin Gilbert, with a super chat on this Breece Hall topic matter here. Let's hit it.
Wow.
$2 super chat from Chef Kevin Gilbert. BG sounded like me about Breece. What changed? I got to work on it. I think I've got like a sort of like a Chef Kevin Gilbert like impersonation. I got to keep sort of getting it. I feel like I could do that. That would be a good bit for the future. Like, I have to study more of your guys' mannerisms, but to like impersonate callers would be super. Maybe a video where I put it all together. Maybe I could get your guys' mannerisms, the tics, the things you guys say. That would be fascinating, because I can hear like Chef Kevin Gilbert's voice in my head about Breece Hall. I can hear it. It's almost there. I gotta like think about it if I ever did one of those kind of videos. But by the way, again, now that Chef Kevin Gilbert's in the chat, I would just say thanks again for joining the Boy Green Espresso Club. Our first meeting is in 6 days. Or first meeting with you in it is in 6 days. Again, you guys can call in. We have 2 YouTube membership levels. I'll throw it up here on the screen real quick for anybody, and then I'll answer Chef Kevin Gilbert's comment here. Here it is, folks. We have 2 YouTube membership levels. It's a Boy Green Coffee Club, which is $2.99 a month. You get a loyalty badge, emoji access, early access to new videos. We're going to have some big guests this week that you'll have access to before anyone else this offseason. Member shoutouts, priority replies to comments. So you get all that. But at the Espresso Club, which is a new level we created in January, this is for you guys. This is exclusive content only for you guys, and it's $5.99 a month. And the creme de la creme of this level is, first off, you get 5 bonus raffle tickets if you're in this group. Raffle tickets are $3 a piece. I give you 5 raffle tickets. That's $15 of value for your $6 every month. And here's this: as long as you remain an Espresso Club member, you get 5 raffle tickets every month for life, as long as you remain a member. So you'll continue to get 5 bonus raffle tickets, which means you'll be entered in for free for every raffle contest we ever have, as long as you remain an Espresso Club member. So I appreciate those in the audience. But like I said, the centerpiece of this is we host a live show just for the Espresso Club members. We have over 20 people that are now in that Boy Green Espresso Club. And at the end of every month, I host a show on a Saturday night around 8 o'clock. The public can't see it. Coffee Club members can't see it. Only Espresso Club members can. And our last one went over 4.5 hours. And like I said, we just went over a lot of topics, life, family, Jets. And this Saturday, so today's Sunday, so this upcoming Saturday, I'm going to tell you guys, here's a story. Not every show will have a topic. We'll sort of see where it goes. But this show on Saturday, I will tell you guys this. I've not really revealed or talked about this anywhere. I was in the running, me, Boy Green, to be on a game show. And it was going to happen, like, here in the very near future. I'll give you guys all kinds of details about it, what it was going to look like. But I auditioned for a show. I made it to the next level. So, like, a lot of people audition from shows, and unfortunately, they never hear back. So, like, you know, there's so many people that apply for TV shows and stuff, and they never hear back. But I applied for a TV show, and I heard back very quickly. And I'm like, oh, my goodness. And they wanted me to be on this show. So I'm going to talk about my history with almost being on this game show and me maybe being on this game show in the future. And my other history of applying for game shows and stuff. There's going to be a whole fun thing on Saturday. So we'll talk about that and a bunch of other stuff, which will be a lot of fun. So again, guys, if you want to join the Boy Green Espresso Club, make sure you do that. You can hit the upgrade button in the YouTube description down below. You can jump into the Espresso Club level if you really want to help support. I'd appreciate it. Or if you're just not a member at all, you're not a Boy Green Coffee Club member or an Espresso Club member, you can just jump to the Espresso Club level in our YouTube description of every or any video. You can do it at any time. You can do it on a live show or you could do it on a show that isn't live. Either way, that goes through. So I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. There are going to be some fun, never before told stories about game show action, and you guys can try to guess what it is and stuff about that. That'll be interesting. Unbelievable. But to answer Chef Kevin Gilbert's comment here about BG sounding like me about Breece, what changed? I just feel like Breece is going to get tagged. Zach Rosenblatt called it likely. Connor Hughes just called it likely this morning that he is going to get tagged in some form or fashion. There's three types of tags: non-exclusive, exclusive, and transition, which we've talked about in the past. And with him being tagged, there's obviously a world where he stays here if he gets tagged. And if the Jets bring him back, or tag and trade him or anything, but specifically if they bring him back, I want them to maximize what Breece Hall brings to the table. I think he is a dynamic receiver out of the backfield, but I think he's even more dynamic than what has been led on to believe. And I think that's because he's had poor offensive coordinators around him. So I really hope that in this case, it's Frank Reich. Obviously, he's the offensive coordinator for the Jets. I hope that they bring Breece back and they're able to utilize him in that way. And if they don't bring him back, tag and trade him and get an asset of grand importance that you can use to build out the team. So that's what I would say about that for sure. But thank you. Well, I want to give everyone a shout out for tuning in today on this Sunday episode. 2 guests, NFL Insider Matt Lombardo, amazing. My pop joined us here on the show. All the wonderful callers. Thank you, everyone who chimed in today. Chef Kevin Gilbert with Super Chats. Jay Cons 3 joining the Boy Green Coffee Club. Appreciate you. Easy Super Chat. 10 raffle tickets from Austrian Jet Fan gifting 10 memberships, and MFC as well gifting a membership. Means the world. Thank you, everybody, for doing that. Again, we have a fun week of content planned of NFL Combine coverage. I have a few people at the Combine that will be joining us on the show, answering the latest live, whatever you guys want in the audience. Again, special start time tomorrow at 7 a.m. Eastern time because of our draft guest Drew Beatty. He'll be coming on at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning on the show, and he will be telling me the players that he believes have the biggest boom rise potential with the Combine this week, that they may be here, and after the Combine, they may be here. He has a full list of guys that are potential targets for the New York Jets, so I'll be very much looking forward to that. We got to get another phone call in before we end this, puppy. What about Philly Noodles, baby?
What's going
up, Philly?
on?
What's up, man?
Not much getting ready for the day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was like, no way, BG's still on. My YouTube gave me that notification.
Oh, yeah. There you go. What's up, man?
Nothing. I saw your, again, I love your heavy articles. So I was looking at that Breece little quip, people thinking maybe they're just going to pay him out, give him the big dollars. What do you think is going to happen? How do you feel?
I feel like that the Jets are, I don't want to say 100% because I guess you never know, but it feels very, very likely they're going to tag him with something. If I'm the Jets, I don't transition tag Breece. I get that's cheaper. It's $11.5 million and change. The franchise tags are $14.5 million. So it's like a $3 million difference, give or take, in the tags. if you transition tag Breece, you open the door for creative. There's a lot of smart people in the NFL. There's 32 teams in the NFL. If I'm one of the 31 teams and I'm interested in Breece and the Jets transition tag Breece Hall, for those who don't know, that means Breece can explore the marketplace and he could sign an offer sheet with any team in the league. The Jets have the right of first refusal. So if the Chiefs could sign it to a thing and the Jets go, we love that deal, sign, and then that contract Breece Hall would have signed with the Chiefs to go to the Chiefs. He's with the Jets on that same exact deal, same thing to the penny to the dollar. It's matching that offer. However, if they chose not to match, they lose him for nothing. There's guaranteed no comp pick. That's part of the risk of using the transition tag. I think there's a lot of smart teams in the league that would study the Jets cap and say, how can we make them hurt if we sign them to a deal? Like, again, I'm going to make this up in my head. They signed him to a 4-year deal for like $60 million or something. And they put in the third year, his cap number, maybe it's $3 million, $25 million. And they just studied the Jets cap and say, they might match this, but it's going to be painful to match. And the Jets, again, you have right of first refusal. You don't get right of first refusal, and then I just want to adjust this. It's all or nothing. You match the offer that is potentially signed, or you don't match. I think there's a lot of teams that are smart in the NFL that would twist the knife in the Jets' back if they open up that opportunity. Why don't you just non-exclusive tag him? You still let them talk to the market, but no team's going to sign him because if they signed him and the Jets didn't match, they'd have to give up 2 first-round picks. No team, of course, is giving up 2 first-round picks. But what it would do is keep the control with the Jets. Breece talks to the market, and then let's say picks out 5 teams he wants to go to. Jets say, hey, we'll tag and trade him to you. Let's work out the comp. Will you give up to this, and this, and this? Okay, we'll do that. Bing, boom, bam. Go talk to Breece, work out the contract, and see ya, and you get traded. Or you just play it out, and Breece plays this year on the tag. You have until July 15th to negotiate extension. I think all options are on the table if you franchise tag Breece. I believe the Jets will franchise tag him, and then we'll go from there. Again, I am scared as shit if they transition tag him. Hey, if Muji's right and they transition tag him and no one's willing to pay that price or they match any offer that comes in, then Darren Muji wins. He was right. But it's just risky to me.
Yeah, and it's funny you mentioned that because if you think about the cap situation, it's always going up. Fields was a swing, but it was a swing that you're out in 2 years, like in one and done or whatever. Like everything they did was in a position of saying, if we have enough draft capital and I plan on being here for X amount of years because Woody gave me a blank check thinking I'm AG, you are already thinking, I can bring in a veteran president's quarterback like I did, but they have to hit on a QB in the draft. Like they know that. I think they knew that coming in. They knew arming themselves with multiple picks when they traded Sauce and Quinnen. It was all done on purpose, knowing that, all right, we're going to tank on. They thought they were going to hit number 1 in anyone's mind, right? And, okay, the Raiders really screwed the pooch. And they got blown up for doing it. And I can't believe there was no repercussion for Max Crosby coming out saying that, but nevertheless, it don't matter. Tom Brady's there. Everything's a fucking scam. You know what I mean? Like, you have to hit next year because you're going to have to pay almost at the same time 2 tackles. They're going to be premier tackles. Yep. You're already about to extend Tittman because you got to get ahead of it now. Mm-hmm. You got to pay another guard, whether you're keeping one or the other. I think Elijah Vera Tucker is going to be too expensive. I would just keep John Simpson if they're smart. Yeah. Josh Myers, you're going to need a center, so you can invest in a draft pick center like most people think they should, which I still think they should go Linderbaum, go crazy. Mm-hmm. But, I think that lays a lot of path into you have to hit on certain things, and overpaying for Breece would be very brutal. So you can see them do a transition, betting on themselves, and getting nothing out of it would be the worst possible, outcome. But, I mean, even if you franchise tag them, and the Chiefs, I don't know if anyone noticed, Patrick Mahomes just took a pay cut again. A big one, too. A massive pay cut. So I can see him going right there. They wanted him last time. They're taking a pay cut. I think they're preparing themselves for whatever they can do and make a big swing, which would be Breece for that team. Telling him this much guaranteed, let's go. You know what I mean? Then they see Super Bowls in the future with him right away, which we don't have. No matter what anybody thinks, we can get Breece back. We're not going to the Super Bowl next year. Newsflash, everybody.
Probably not.
It's probably not happened. Probably, excuse me.
Yeah.
So if a team knows they can get it done, they might do the upside swing if they have the capital, which it appears to be the Chiefs making capital for themselves. So I mean, Houston. There's only a few teams that could, solidify themselves, maybe going to a playoff run off of a move like that. So I'd rather it not be in the AFC. Let's be honest with each other.
Yeah, right. Can you imagine another revenge game? I don't even know. Pull up the Jet schedule and Breece Hall goes to the Raiders. He wouldn't go to the Raiders, but I just know they're a team they play, and then he fucking runs for 200 yards against us, and then like, God, Jesus. So yes, I would prefer not for that to happen. That'd be great.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm pretty stoked. I think we should all be pretty excited about the draft combine coming up. Yeah, but I know you're probably trying to get off, so
hey,
talk to you later, brother.
There he is. Joey Noodles. You're the best, baby. You have a good one, bro. And thanks for calling into the show. Yes, I'm about to take my family out to the diner for our weekly. I haven't checked the weather, so maybe we're getting pounded with snow out there. I have no idea. But thank you to everyone for tuning in. Just under 2 hours here on Boy Green Daily. Again, shout out to the two special guests, Matt Lombardo, NFL Insider Extraordinaire, Hop on Pop for joining us here on the program, too. Again, tomorrow morning, special start time, 7 o'clock a.m. will be Drew Beatty, our NFL draft analyst. And he'll be talking NFL Combine, top prospects to watch. I can, blow the lid off the Combine that are of interest to the Jets, and he'll take phone calls. I believe we'll schedule phone calls tomorrow with Drew, which we normally don't take with Drew because of his limited time. So we'll try to see if we can work in some phone calls there as well. So thanks everybody for tuning in. If any breaking news happens, we'll have you covered on the YouTube Shorts and also with any heavy.com articles as well. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. And again, thanks to all the new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club and Espresso Club, baby. Let's friggin' go. We'll see you. Take care.